Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a Duckburg. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. Woo!
All right, welcome to the Infinite Collectibles podcast. This is Adam Martin, co-owner of Infinite Collectibles, along here with my brother.
With his overweight and bald brother, Alex Martin.
I don't know if that's obvious from our silky, sexy
You cannot
voices.
see that, but it is true.
All right, well, today was Free Comic Book Day. This is May the 4th, 2019. It was amazing. Thank you to everyone that turned up, supported us here in the store. It was awesome. It was crazy. I mean, it really was intense. It was like the first 3 or 4 hours were intense. I think every customer we've ever had was in here. So it was awesome. Big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the love, the support. It was awesome.
I never thought growing up that I would have a comic book store, so I thank God my life turned out.
I never thought I'd have a comic book store, number one, and number two, that we'd be good at it.
That's still debatable.
That's actually, yes. And we're sitting here with our friends,
miscreants,
who we're going to have introduce themselves.
Jerome.
Well, hold on. I got to say something about Jerome. I wrote it down on my notes. Sex on the mic. Now say your name.
Jerome.
Okay.
Let's change my
All right, Jerome, give us a little something about yourself here.
I met you and your brother, 3 years ago?
No, dude, it's been
a while.
It's insane.
This shop's been open for 4 years.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So more like 7?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You've almost known us a decade, bro. Crazy.
So I've been in a cryogenic chamber for about 4 years.
Welcome back.
But we were working at the paper mill.
And I was a delivery driver for Napa, man.
Yeah,
and,
that's right, man.
So
that's how we go. And you know what's crazy? He's wearing the Iron Man shirt that I believe. I went in there one day to get some shit, and I'm like, hey, man, you into comic books? And then
I love
it was like instant.
Well, hey, Rome, when I was introduced to you, Adam was already like, you got to meet Rome. And so he's like, let's pretend something's fucked up at the mill so we can go get parts.
Oh, that's cool.
And we got up there and we're talking about Iron Man. And
awesome.
at that time, what was the movie that was about to come out?
Oh, well, that was 7 years ago.
It
So
was some Marvel.
It was like Avengers 1.
Yeah, we were coming up on the first Avengers,
First event. I remember saying at the end of that one, I can't believe how long it's going to be till Thanos does something in a movie.
It was awesome because everybody that worked at the shop had no clue.
Yeah, it was awesome.
None.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Okay, and then we got 2 more down here that you guys have definitely heard from before.
I'm Justin.
At the Cobble
Justin
Kid.
what?
Twitter handle is at the Cobble Kid.
Here's your intro. Because you're 4, I'm Justin.
Well, I mean, why is that?
I like cheese.
I do like cheese. This is probably not the episode to discuss that, but I do like.
That's what our dad always used to be like, that damn boy just wants to eat cheese.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 2 or 3 of my childhood friends growing up, their parents made wonderful food, and I happened to be a really picky eater as a child. I'm not now. Yeah, finicky's probably a better word. I was a finicky eater. I'm not now, by the way, anybody listening.
What's your
and I used to
wife's
just
Twitter?
eat like cheese.
So people can...
Cheese sandwiches was what I would eat all the
I
time.
can send her some cheese-related recipes
I know it
on
offended
Twitter.
Dad. I do.
Did it really?
Yes.
Oh, that bothers me.
We put out this big old meal, and that boy wants a cheese sandwich. It was awesome.
I don't actually think he was ever offended.
I think he was.
It just goes back. I mean, I've known Adam and Alex for a long time. I've known Eric for a really long time. I've known AJ for well over, I feel like, a decade at this
And
point.
you've met Rome before.
I've known Jerome for a few years now, too. So.
Yeah. Well, that brings us to the next loser down there.
Well, I can honestly, in my best Dante here, say I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Why are you so busy lately? Will you tell everyone?
Because my dumbass works at a movie theater, and all 100,000 people or so that came to see Endgame have kept me from doing anything for the past 2 weeks.
Have you ever hated Marvel so much?
I absolutely loved the movie, and I want it to fucking go away. And I never want to see another Marvel movie in my
Would you
life.
snap it out of existence?
I would snap half the people who came to see it. You know what's? I can't even say that because the crowd has been so nice. But damn it, I'm tired right now.
They're into it.
That's fair. That's fair.
And the final guy over here, you guys all know.
Yeah,
He's what
Munch.
I call the icon.
I'm Munch. Apparently, I'm the icon. I got a terrible laugh. You guys are going to hear it a few times.
My kids call him Taco Bear.
He has
That's
an
true.
ass that won't quit.
That's
Taco
America's
Bear,
ass.
awesome name.
Yeah,
That's
big-
America's ass.
My kid said, big as a taco, smells like a bear.
That's totally wrong. Totally wrong, by the way.
Arguably, he's a little bit bigger than a taco.
His friends have said that before.
It's been a long day, Alex.
He's big as a taco and smells like a bear.
Yeah, guys. Now, I mean, Alex and I and Eric,
Smelling taco.
Munch for that reason, for that matter, have been going at this whole day here, Free Comic Book Day. Well, we started early,
Well, Adam and I were here until
2 a.m.
I've worked from 8 a.m. to 2 a.m. yesterday.
and then
We came in at 7:45
Yeah,
today.
so-
Well, we went and had breakfast.
that's a long day.
And now here we are at 9:44, but it was badass.
Oh, it was great.
It was
It was
badass.
great. Now, the topic for today, we are going to talk about art.
Because Sex on the Mic is one of the best artists I've ever seen.
I have literally
honestly.
watched Jerome work. Like, I've seen this guy sit down with a blank piece of paper and a Sharpie. And I don't know if you guys have ever tried to do any art, but a Sharpie is unforgiving. There is zero forgiveness in a Sharpie. And he'll sit down and just start, like, just touch the pen to the paper.
A little
and,
jealous of that.
and go. And it turns out to be this fucking amazing piece of art. It's insane.
I
It's
think at this
awesome.
point, all of us have
We
some
all
of
have
this stuff
pieces.
in us.
Yeah, I have some
Yeah.
framed in my house as a
Actually-
wedding gift.
actually
And
got
it
a
was
wedding gift.
amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Unfortunately, I got
Yeah.
shit, man. What's going on?
Eric sucks.
Yeah.
I got
I'm the
introduced to
only-
Eric
That's your fault, though,
long after everybody else, so
I'm the only
I
one
think
that
it's-
unloved up in here.
Bro, it's the thing on his head.
You guys are wrong.
Oh, no. We all got our things. I got a chocolate chip on the side of my face. So. That's what I tell all the children anyway.
I have a thing. It is my face.
Looks like your neck threw
Actually, I
up.
have those peg teeth.
Old peg tooth
Old peg
Martin.
tooth.
All right. So, Jerome, when we were talking earlier, like to kind of prepare for this, we were trying to do quick research, like, oh shit, we decided our topic. Now we got to figure out what the fuck we're talking about. But, Jerome, you said the most awesome thing, and I've never thought about it, and it was about the unknown artists that did cartoons in the 80s.
Right.
I mean, dude, like, they're unknown.
Yeah, nobody knows who they are, and they probably didn't get paid well.
I would
That's-
assume they didn't.
That's 1980s
'Cause you would
animation
assume-
in Japan.
If someone was like, the dude who drew the Turtles intro is working at Comic-Con, I'd be in fucking line to get his
Oh
autograph.
man, I would have gone
You know?
to more cons than what I have already if I could meet some of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you could track down the guy.
They're kind of faceless workers. It's really
Legends,
sad.
man,
Yeah,
like
it's-
legends.
It's kind of sad, really.
So it's basically just studios, and they hire these guys.
Right.
And once the studio gets the job, who knows who the fuck works on it? Like there's no saying like who the people are that actually individually do this stuff.
Basically, what happens is America outsources the intro, and they usually do it to Japan. When you look at it and do your research, you learn that Japan is used for a lot of animation, and it started in the 80s. All your favorite cartoons that you grew up with,
G.I. Joe.
if you go on YouTube and look at all the intros, if you just look at the cartoons, period, but it starts with the intro, obviously.
Right.
The actual cartoon segment is so much shittier than the intro.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely
Because
right.
when you get to the actual cartoon, the time segment, when you get to that, that's us doing. That's America.
That's America fucking it up.
Cutting corners, bro. Cutting corners for
And
capitalism.
I watched them for the intro, and I just stuck around just because it was something to do after the intro was over.
Sure. I mean,
Well.
man, like if you take the Turtles opening intro,
Right.
and you look at that art and like it's all dark and everything's badass, and they're cutting shit, and the shredders ripping through the
Jumping
screen
out of the sewers and
then
shit, and-
They're cutting up pizza with size.
the fucking episode starts, and they're like, hey, what's going on? We're, eating pizza in the sewer. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is so different.
It's quite terrible. Yeah.
Yeah. That is really true, actually. I really like the G.I. Joe intro. And the one that stands out to me is Silverhawks. Do you guys remember that?
Silverhawks was awesome, man.
Yeah, I see Eric and AJ. Fuck, his name's Munch.
No.
You've already fucked
do you
up
guys-
at least 100 times.
Do you guys not know Silverhawks?
I've never heard of Silverhawks.
They're shaking their
What
heads when we're
about
talking
Tiger
about it.
Sharks? Anybody remember those?
I think y'all are just making shit up at this point.
Street
Yeah.
Sharks.
These are not
Street
80s
Sharks,
metal
they're
bands.
Crime-fighting shark humanoid beings that beat everybody's ass.
See, I would watch that movie.
Wait,
though.
it
Yeah.
just sounds like Street Sharks, except
No,
they're not on
it
rollerblades.
sounds like a Motley Crue
and I
album.
remember Street
Sounds
Sharks.
horrible.
Street Sharks. Man, do you
Tommy
remember?
Lee.
I mean, Alex and I have been looking at '80s toys. I mean, I know
love
we're kind of getting off subject.
Who
but
gives a fuck?
Do you remember?
That doesn't sound like this podcast.
Got off fucking subject.
Do you remember the Visionaries? And they were like these holographic
Oh, man.
fucking knights. You'd like take their fronts off, and they're just like a whole hologram, and they would hold like a fucking banner that had like a hologram in it, and it
I
was
actually
just.
remember that.
Do you
man.
know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I was in Germany. I was a kid when I first was introduced.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
that.
it's fucking. Yeah,
So
totally,
the
totally. kid
reason
shit.
we were talking about lately is I was just on a tour with my band, and to not look at dirty shit, I was like, I'm gonna look at fucking toys from the '80s, and that went on a whole nother type of porn. I was like, bro, I gotta have a fucking Castle Grayskull, man.
Either way, Alex was jacking off.
Oh yeah, I still ejaculate, but it was to different topics. Okay, Castle Grayskull. What's the Ram Man? Is that his name?
Ram Man.
Oh, shit.
Wait, Ram Man's name is actually Ram Man.
I was
I'm just gonna
ramming
point that out.
Ram Man in
Yeah, it
my
sounds
mind.
dirty.
But anyways,
Ram Jam.
the He-Man intro's fucking pimp.
Oh man, it is.
You remember Marshall Bravestar?
Dude, Brave Star, yes.
or,
oh my god.
Or Mask.
I
Oh,
swear
Mask.
I obsessed over Mask toys as a kid.
Surely, Mask, right? Oh,
I had
Mask.
a bunch of that stuff.
Mask had
man.
some of the best figures ever.
Rome and I said Mask at the same exact
Oh my god, why don't you make out?
You
We're
guys,
Me and Eric are
kissing
feeling like
now.
babies
you
right
guys
now.
are not that much older than we are.
Yeah.
What in the fuck is going on?
I think your parents made you go outside.
That might be it.
Well,
Eric was building a house when I was watching Mask.
I've actually heard that Mask it didn't air in all regions and stuff.
It wasn't syndicated.
We grew up in the same region as you.
No, fuck you, AJ.
We got it in
You're
Germany. We got it in Wiesbaden.
Okay, well you got
He's
it in
watched it
Germany.
in Germany, and you guys hadn't even heard of
Yeah,
that.
we knew here
You
got
guys
some
don't know it in
fucking city
Greenland.
that these two live
Wait,
in.
you didn't know Silverhawks?
No.
Do you know Thundercats?
Of course, everyone
Yes.
knows Thundercats.
Does everybody?
He was going to say
This is all in the
vaguely.
same time period. I mean, right?
You know what's
Only as
interesting
an
about?
asshole, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they really are in the same time
Well, look,
period.
if Wes wasn't into it, I didn't know about it.
Well, that's the
okay.
curse of
Oh,
older
Wes
brothers.
wasn't into Mask then, I
The
bet.
Bionic Six.
I knew I didn't like him.
Bionic 6.
All right, man. See,
Okay.
there's another one. Okay, so
Oh, fuck.
I mean, yeah, we're showing our age here on the Blitzkrieg pop. It's all
Fucking
good.
geriatric assholes.
Well, if you're listening to this, leave comments of your favorite fucking 80s theme song intro, right?
80s
that's the way
cartoon.
to
I mean,
do it.
well, no, we can't debate theme songs. Everyone knows.
No, I'm talking about the
The,
art.
the
not
songs
the music.
are a totally
Teenage
different
Mutant
thing.
Ninja Turtles is the absolute best.
Hands down, that's
And you are not
probably-
my friend if you disagree.
Now, what I don't remember, did they come out with an actual show of Battletoads, or were they just features on?
I don't remember.
I think it was
Battletoads show.
just the game, wasn't
The,
it?
Yeah.
was a
the turtles
pilot
ended up.
episode.
The turtles ended up with like generic Battletoads like frogs,
okay.
On our door
like,
to the office.
Genghis
but
Frog.
frog and Attila the tortoise,
Frog or
whatever.
some
Like
shit. Yeah, they were all
just generic,
like
frog
I
names.
remember having that
knockoffs.
The action figure, that like brown toad.
Yeah,
What's
Yeah.
that say?
I had
right
one
there?
of them.
On the office door, it says something ain't no pond scum.
Compared to Battletoads, turtles seem like pond scum.
Yeah, that's the Battletoads NES ad that we have
That's
hanging on the
legit.
door of the
How wrong were the makers of Battletoads?
I mean, I
Fuck
think
that game.
I think history has proven that they were full of shit.
For anyone listening,
they can all-
and I know Battletoads were like a long-running joke there for a while, you know, about do you have Battletoads or whatever, but fuck Battletoads. That game sucks.
I mean, they are totally awesome.
It's very punny.
Wait a minute, though. Do you remember Battletoad's name? I know we're way off.
Rash and pimples.
Rash and Pimple?
Rash, zits, and pimple.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're shitting
Yep.
me.
Yeah.
So did you ever
Zits.
did you play it 2-player though?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Tell me about the level where you were like racing
I do
over
the
fire.
fucking laser tunnel.
I don't think
And
I've been
then
past
when
that.
one of you dies, it starts you both over. For no
Guess what
fucking
Adam
reason.
was saying to me before he knew how to cuss? I hate you.
That's fair.
Me and Jacob used to
Exactly
blame
what
each
my
other
older brother
constantly.
was saying to me when we played.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You're the youngest brother?
We cussed at each other. No, I'm the second oldest out of
Oh,
eight.
that's right. Well, but you
Second
still got
oldest.
the curse of being a younger brother.
Yeah.
So you still lives on Contra.
Yeah, he beat my ass a couple times. Over
It's awesome. I'm trying to fight with Adam and
if
just
you're
hug
listening,
him.
I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm really sorry.
All right, okay, I've got to say this because I wrote it down, which means I have to say it. It's in stone. I thought that fucking Voltron had a rad opening, man.
Voltron is another one of those that was awesome, man.
It was fucking awesome.
And then it turned into dog shit when the show actually started. Like the intro was awesome.
It's absolute garbage.
I tried to get back into it and I couldn't.
The new one's good. The one
The
that's
new
on
one's
Netflix
awesome.
right now.
All right, I hate to break up the circle jerk, but let's fucking move on to comic book art, okay?
No, we're just talking about art in general.
Okay, well, I want to say that Jack Kirby's the greatest artist of all time.
Really, just
Yeah,
cut
I'm
my nuts
looking
off
at
like
you
that?
right in the eyes when I say that. I bet At the Coble Kid might agree with me.
Yeah, I mean, Kirby kind of.
Change the game.
Well, he's kind of the way certain characters look that we know and love is because of him. I mean, and Steve Ditko too.
Well,
I mean, to be fair, but really, I mean,
we
Kirby.
live in the social media world, and Jack Kirby didn't get all the fame that Stan Lee has. But if he had died in this age right now, he'd be so celebrated. It'd
Oh
be,
yeah,
it'd
if
be
Kirby
crazy.
was still alive now. Yeah,
And
for sure.
the only reason I mention that is because he's still kind of unknown on the major scale. To
Every
the
movie pretty much has his name on it.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Ditko died not too long ago, and no one gave a shit.
Even
So-
though
and he's the reason
what I
mean. I know what
why
you mean.
we like Spider-Man so
and
much.
at least
I mean,
6 or 7 Spider-Man movies had his name on
But
it.
And to be
listen,
fair, Steve Ditko is kind of an asshole, though, so I think that kind of hurt him a little bit.
Jack Kirby, though, like, no one did splash pages before him. No one broke out of
Yeah.
panels before him. And then I'm not even talking about his art style, but his fucking creations. I mean, what we were just talking about Endgame, he had, outside of Captain America, he created all those characters with Stan
No, he
Lee.
did
he
create
didn't
Captain
create
America.
Iron Man.
He created
He
Captain
did
America.
create Captain America, excuse me.
Yeah, he did.
With Joe
actually.
Simon.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, he
That's
didn't.
major.
He
had
did.
like
he
90%.
also did create Iron Man.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh, it was Don Heck, wasn't it?
Don Heck and Stan Lee.
Okay. Yeah.
And no one really created Thor, so I can't really give him.
Yeah, it's hard to
Well,
say. Norse
is it-
God was created.
Marvel
I mean,
store.
like, Marvel's store is way
He's
different
got
than
them
the...
badass boots.
Yeah.
Which when I met AJ, he's
he
like,
looks
those
that
are
way
tiger
because of
stripes.
Kirby, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how
but
we know him.
Of the
Jack
Marvel
Kirby
universe.
changed the whole game, man. The whole fucking game. Not to mention he created Darkseid.
Everything he designed in Fantastic Four.
Everything.
Yeah, I
wh-
mean, and
which-
that's the
which
cosmic
I-
universe. It's everything.
Which I speak for me and AJ. I mean, that's like the best book ever is the Fantastic Four. So
You're only speaking for you and AJ.
One day,
Well, I
we're
can't-
going to
I
get
don't
a
know how you
Fantastic
know.
Four movie or
Rome,
show or
you're
something.
the only person here that's a really good artist.
Yeah,
How do you
that's
feel
actually
about
an artist.
Kirby?
I mean, he commands respect.
He does, even
I
if you don't
mean-
agree with it, huh?
You might not like his art, but he created a lot of the characters that even the people that don't appreciate his art like today. So, I mean,
That's true.
and as an artist, I mean, nothing but the utmost respect.
His bold lines are.
I thought it was beautiful in terms of his Surfer was one of my absolute favorites.
Now, the
ever.
Silver Surfer by Jack Kirby.
I mean, he
magic.
created him.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
man, it's
fantastic, man.
intense.
It actually made you really love that story.
And you know
a
what's
lot more.
What's crazy is the way Jack wanted him to be is what led to him and Stan really
That's true.
fighting and hating each other and splitting up.
And
was
Stan was right.
Jack wanted him to be an angel-faced villain,
right.
and Stan thought, no, this guy should be a hero, and they could not see eye to eye after that, really.
Jack also had one of the worst possible designs for Spider-Man as well.
It's
So-
atrocious. The world would be a different place.
and a spider on his chest. The world would be sad with that as Spider-Man.
no
he
one
did
would
have a
fucking
gun.
remember him. He'd be
He
one
did.
of
He
those
had.
garbage
He
characters.
shot webs.
Okay,
Shot
see,
Not out of his dick, but out of a gun.
Yeah, that's
debated
exactly
Kirby
what
doesn't
it was.
bat 100 though. I mean, he bats like 800. I mean, it's pretty good though. It's pretty awesome.
No one bats 100.
You mean no way bats a 1?
Wow,
Whatever.
I'm so shocked at how
I don't
little,
watch baseball.
how
Sorry.
little any of you know about how this works.
Okay, Eric. I know you don't like Kirby, so let the listeners
Let's
hear.
just let the hate flow, man.
Let's let it go.
Hey, pilot line over here.
A lot of hate
Keep
over
it
here.
Emperor fucking Palpatine over here.
Look, Kirby and Ditko, of course, they command respect. You know, they're the godfathers. I mean,
Right.
they created everything. But
I'm gonna look away
man,
from
their artwork, it revolutionary for the time. Now, fucking sucks.
Just lost
Man,
all our subscribers.
your chair is catching on fire because you are crashing and fucking
just
burning.
so
Kick him in the nuts from where I'm
undetailed and bland and
It's like I can't take your opinion seriously when you say stuff
I
like
understand what you're saying, though. I get it. As an artist, I understand because it's if you compare it to what people are doing now, it is basic. But I mean, but it depends on how you're looking at it.
Let's
I
have some
mean,
fun. Let's compare it to Todd McFarlane.
I mean,
No one likes Todd McFarlane.
But everyone likes
But if you're
Todd.
comparing, I mean, if you're
Todd
comparing
Father,
that
we love you.
Fantastic
I
Four and
don't.
how it looked to Todd McFarlane's Spawn,
Agreed.
it makes that Fantastic Four look basic as fuck. But
But there's elegance in
only if
those
you're
Jack Kirby
comparing
lines.
it. But only if you're comparing
Yeah.
it, though. For what Jack Kirby is, he was the best at it, at what he did. I think.
agree.
well, I mean, just look at Namor that Kirby drew
Right.
even back then, and your Fantastic Four that's so precious and amazing.
Fuck you.
Wow, he didn't have a definition.
Eric, it's not
Episode
fucking
ago.
Eric, it's not Ghost Rider. Sorry,
I'm
but it's pretty good. It's okay compared to Ghost Rider. Sorry,
Hell yeah, Justin. Give him
Galactus
hell.
is just okay
Can I
compared
ask you a
to
question?
Johnny
You're
Blaze.
wearing a Daredevil shirt
I
with
am.
minimal fucking detail. Who do you think that's an homage to?
There's quite a bit of detail in the background, buddy.
That's probably an homage to
bullshit. That's all
Bollywood, though.
Fox.
Plus, I mean, like,
Fox.
if you look at like
Fox.
Jack Kirby's drawings in DC over when he was doing like Apocalypse and stuff, when he didn't have 500 books he was doing a month, they got a lot more detail.
Oh, exactly.
Like when he drew like cities and stuff, it was crazy.
His technology shit that
Oh,
he drew,
man.
like Galactus' ship or
Yeah,
fucking
the
weapons
series.
and shit.
That's what I
God
wanted to
series
say.
he
His
did.
Galactus was what really inspired me to keep doing what I was doing at the time.
That's awesome.
That's all
used
really cool.
Mixed mediums too.
Yeah.
He did collage pages that
Yeah,
were
yeah. You
unheard
should
of
look
in
at
comics.
his pictures that he drew of his interpretation of God.
Oh yeah, it's
intense.
amazing,
Yeah.
man.
Did Kirby
It's
put pants on
intense.
Galactus eventually, or did someone else do
Hey,
that?
No, that was not Kirby.
Galactus
then.
looks
Okay.
great in
Yeah,
a
it's on him.
skirt.
with a giant G on his belt because he knows what the letter G is.
I always thought that was weird. Like,
G stands for Galactus, AJ. Fuck.
but I just
This
let it
being
ride. I
older
don't
than the
know.
universe just has the English.
I said that about in the Venom movie where the symbiote says, "My name's Venom." I'm like, dog, you speak English? You're not like, my name's.
His buddy's name is Ryan.
I'm saying.
Like the aliens from Independence Day, Alex.
how's
That's
it-
what you just did.
How's it know its name is Venom? It
doesn't
speaks English.
We are.
We are. You know
We
what I'm
are-
saying?
We have,
But anyways,
we have
that,
Venom and
okay.
Ryan Phage.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Well,
Okay.
everything's ruined because
Eric,
Eric doesn't.
since you hate Kirby, who's
Wait,
someone
what?
you like?
What do you have that you're going to bring to this now?
Oh, I love Ryan Otley.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
He is actually
I'm
drawing
kidding.
Spider. I mean,
Ryan, I apologize.
He's
You're
amazing,
great.
by the way.
I'm sure Ryan Otley will be listening to
Ryan
us.
Otley,
and a
we
nice
love
guy,
you.
by the way.
He's definitely downloading this every
Invincible
month.
was great. So
He's a subscriber.
You're
We don't know
he's
that.
the one that's unsubscribing after you talk shit about Jack Kirby.
Well, I mean,
He didn't even make it to the praise.
if he wants to unsubscribe because I'm talking shit about Jack Kirby, he can suck a dick.
Oh man!
Ryan Otley can suck a dick.
Oh,
Damn.
man.
Sorry, Ryan.
You want another artist that I really enjoy and that I really am? Jerome A.
Actually,
Hey, Rom, he's just
Hickman
saying
Avengers.
that. He's just saying that because your
he
name's
does
Rom.
Seven to
Yeah, but his
Eternity,
name's
which
not
if y'all
Pena,
ain't
is
reading
it?
that,
I think so.
Your middle name Opinion?
Opinion, no.
Opinion? That's his hat come
Jerome
out.
Opinion is good. Who draws the hog-headed Thor?
It's Straczynski.
That was Oliver Quimper.
I love
It is
you, buddy.
unbelievable, by the
Awesome.
way.
You know whose
Love
art
it.
I don't like is Joe Quesada.
I totally agree with you on
I
that.
love Joe Quesada. He's great.
can I
He's
just
got great
say
ideas, but
I like Casada's artwork.
It's like,
Wait a second. What?
I quit the Blitzkrieg.
You're out, man.
If you haven't, you should kick Eric in the fucking
Joe,
head.
If I'm correct, that he did the Kevin Smith Daredevil.
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah, the
I
art was
loved it.
not
and
good on
and
that.
Daredevil
I liked
looks
it.
like
The
someone
story's
just
great, but-
broke an egg and it's running.
I liked it.
he does.
David Mack on the other
I don't
hand.
like David Mack.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay, you're
Eric is definitely the villain of this
antithesis.
He
podcast.
steals everything.
My blood pressure is
steals everything.
increasing dramatically.
No.
Do you remember
The opposite of me.
That one trade
Wait, hold
that I
on.
had to get
This
from
is
him that he signed that I didn't want him to sign?
Greg Horn.
No, Greg Horn's terrible.
He loves Greg Horn because he likes titties.
I don't like Greg Horn. Greg Horn sucks too. I met him and he's kind of a douche.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Greg
Who
Horn.
cares if he's a douche? though,
And
if he's good?
everybody
Doesn't
in
matter.
that book that David Mack did was just like DiCaprio and Angelina Jolie and Al Pacino and
Sorry, I flashed on something. Not fuck Greg Horn, fuck Greg Land.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Do you know about Greg
there any
Land?
good
You're an
Greg
artist. That's
Lands?
got to
Greg Horn
He
sucks, too.
steals people's, like,
Yeah.
AJ and I were getting ready for Free Comic Book Day, and we found a Black Widow comic. The cover is literally Pamela Anderson, and then the next issue is another woman.
Are you sure you're still not talking about Greg Horn?
That's Land.
They're both terrible.
Land's the one that steals.
Greg Pak's the only good Greg in comics.
Damn right, Greg Pak is Planet Hulk.
Yep.
All right, Rome, give us somebody that we haven't heard of.
Come on,
before.
man. You're the artist here.
Oh, well, I mean,
actually,
let's,
I'm a drummer, but
yeah, I don't know.
It's a different kind of art.
sex on the
Get all
mic.
flustered when he talks.
Okay, I mean, let's talk about something other than comic books. I mean,
Let's do.
anime artists.
Right.
Animators.
Now I become the villain.
Alex and I are shutting off at this point.
I don't anime. You guys heard it in the first episode.
Oh, you don't?
I don't do anime.
How does it feel to be so wrong? I mean, I just want to know how it
Actually, I
feels.
feel like Thanos when he gets all the gems, and I go, "Fuck these people."
I don't want to be lumped right in with Alex. I'm not against anime. I just don't really watch it.
You don't want to be lumped.
I
I don't want to be lumped in on this one. We can be lumped in on plenty of stuff
We're in
together.
bed, brother. It's happening, man. Listen, can I say what I hate about it before you guys praise it?
No.
Okay.
Why?
This
I'm allowed to
is
say
my
what I hate.
podcast. Fuck you guys. I hate spiky hair. All right.
What?
I hate
That's
that.
limited only to
Wait a minute.
I hate that spiky hair thing, the Dragon Ball thing. Would you stick your fucking dick in a fucking electrical outlet? Why's your hair up like that? I love it. It shouldn't be that way all the
everyone
time.
has
But is
spiky
that-
hair in anime.
Is that all anime is to you, though?
Yes.
Like,
Hold on. I got more.
Yu-Gi-Oh type shit?
I just,
Dragon Ball.
I'm offended. Not offended. My sensibilities are offended.
By Dragon Ball.
Because I grew up with the turtle intro.
Right.
Where it's like, this is
Where
art.
they didn't have hair.
No.
They didn't have hair. They were turtles.
Where they were turtles, damn it.
Spiky.
That would have been interesting.
But those turtles should have had dick tail things too. Just to be fair.
Kevin
You know, in
Eastman,
the
one of the
comics, the
best.
turtles. We used to be like, we're like 8. The turtles have dicks.
That's because
They
used
do
to wonder
change
the same-
things.
that's the same shit
I'm like,
like that.
damn, Raphael's hung like a horse, bro. But anyway,
way off anime.
way off. Anime I hate because those fucking eyes and guys, those titties. The tits are way too much. It's
Not
like
always.
hentai.
Not always.
Wait, what anime titties are you watching? Are you watching
I'm
hentai?
not
Yes, he
watching
is.
any animated titties.
And that's why you don't actually know what you're talking about.
Good
Not
point.
every artist draws.
Right.
Not everyone draws everything
Okay.
disproportionately.
Okay,
that's
the
a
stuff I
stereotype.
see that comes into the store.
Burnham's not in here.
Zach Burnham. I
We're not talking
love
about-
you, buddy.
We're
But
not talking about
listen.
Burnham titties.
Yeah, but he talks about what's the thing? His new nickname is Jiggle Effect. Jiggle Mechanics. Because this guy's obsessed with anime titties, and I hate anime
I mean, to be
titties.
fair, it's DOA.
Right. And
Is it not
It's a
everything
DOA.
that's anime? It
No.
all has these
No,
huge
all
tits
anime
and
is
these
not
fucked
created
up
equal.
eyes.
It's not that. No.
It's just like
anime
comic
is-
book art, Alex. It's not all the exact same.
right, like you're gonna hate some shit and
You
you're gonna
guys
like
ever?
some shit.
You guys ever been to Tokyo?
Oh, here comes World Traveler Alex.
Listen, I've been to Tokyo.
He's gonna let us know all
Listen,
about it.
He's gonna lay into
I
you
don't know
guys.
how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Them Japanese people didn't have spiky hair.
No, none of them. Not a one of them.
But they don't in any of the anime I watch.
It's not
either.
all based in
I'm
Japan
playing.
either,
But
right?
you know what?
But
That'd be
like-
like saying I should look like Captain America.
You probably should, but it's not fucking happening.
Yeah, am I saying I look like Thor if you've seen Endgame? But anyways, I'm
If
wrong.
you're talking about art influences, though, I mean, there's only like a handful.
All right, what you got?
Takeshi Koike. Everybody knows what One Punch Man is. Even you know what One Punch Man is.
Mr. Punch
Yeah, we
Man,
did
I
a
once
One
called
Punch
him.
Man episode.
Mr. Punch.
Right.
One Punch Man is awesome.
I do want to watch that.
In the
It's
first
so good.
season,
I will
in the
not
very first
be
season, you remember how awesome the fight sequences were.
Oh, yeah.
That's Takeshi Koike.
Nice.
He is not present in the second season, and you'll notice the difference. Yes.
Yeah, we were actually talking about this outside.
I got to tell you something. You're a guest on our show, and you just sold me on that. These cocks couldn't sell me on it. But the way you're like,
pig-headed.
hold on, check it. if you watch Mr. Punchman, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Mr. Punchman.
It's very elegant. And then you made me want to watch it. But I can see him right now.
It's good.
And you're a good salesman, Jerome.
And this motherfucker's bald-headed, so you don't have to worry about this spiky hair.
He has no fucking hair.
All right, what about this? He jumps. The background disappears. It's just lines. Cockamamie. I hate it.
Cockamamie.
Like I've watched you sit there and watch He-Man.
I love
and I
He-Man.
don't want to hear about bad animation.
I mean, He-Man uses will literally just flip the animation to make him come in from the other side. It's the same.
But I grew up with this, people.
I watched a fucking tiger like jump by them clearly just taking the cell and scooting across another cell. So
Listen, if I'm being completely honest, I don't truly hate it. I'm just not a fan of it. Is
I feel you. I mean,
is that fair?
You've actually never
like
you
you
come
and
off
Jack
combative
Kirby.
about it, though.
I'm very combative
I'm gonna take
about
this
it.
a step further. As his brother, he's never even tried.
I don't want to try it.
Yeah,
Adam's
that's
like,
bullshit.
you gotta watch Demia here.
Well, you
My Hero, whatever the fuck you guys
I
call
couldn't
it.
shit.
It's hard to say. Academia?
That's like an English word.
Well, now that you
That's straight up.
now that you bring that up, though,
All my.
It's not even a made-up
What we
word.
got? What we got?
I have some gripes about modern anime.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
God
I have
bless
some
you.
gripes.
Throw them out. Throw them out.
It seems like Japanese culture sometimes is obsessed with teenage culture and
Teeny bopping.
yeah, really young characters. And they always, I mean, it seems like when a lot of anime, they always follow the same script. You always got a quiet character. You always got a pretentious asshole of a character. You've always got an outgoing, colorful character. It's the same thing.
It's the same shtick.
Yeah, every single time.
Gotcha.
But I do like My Hero Academia.
I love it, man. It's awesome. I've been watching it with my daughter. Like, we're so into it right now. It's not funny.
I'm telling you, man, there are a lot of really serious business anime out there that are really awesome, like Red Line. Red
never
Line is
heard of
another
that.
one by Takeshi Koike. It's a racing anime, but it's so beautiful, man.
Who does Attack on Titan? Because I love that. I'm not.
See, I've never watched Attack on
Man,
Titan.
it's
That's
good.
weird looking to me. No one has skin.
That's just the Titans.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's only certain Titans too. But whatever. I mean, I don't know much about
I mean, no,
That's
they're
like
all like
someone
that.
saying, this Thanos purple. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, he's purple. What
Yeah, you
about
would get
it?
totally offended at someone talking like this about something you love.
Absolutely.
Hey, so it's different strokes, man.
Different strokes. See,
absolutely.
you're so fucking diplomatic.
Look, when you talk about anime and artists, there's one that you can't forget. You want
Jack
to talk
Kirby.
about Kirby and Ditko? How about Hayao Miyazaki?
He's right here.
I mean, Miyazaki's
Spirited Away, My Neighbor
I've seen-
Totoro.
I've actually
You know
seen
what,
all
though?
of
That motherfucker gets offended if you say his shit's anime.
Anime, yeah.
Yeah, God
He's
bless him.
kind of an asshole
Yeah.
for that. But
Studio Ghibli.
he's kind
said
of
it
pretentious
right.
for that. I hate that because he's absolutely anime.
But he's a
Alan Moore's
fantastic
pretentious,
fucking
too.
man. Everything
So
he
is
does
Frank
touches.
Miller.
Oh, fuck Alan
My
Moore.
Neighbor Totoro is one of my absolute favorite Miyazaki pieces.
What about I Used to Be a Slime? That's what Zach Burnham's been talking about.
Zach Burnham's
weird.
usually not the person
How to
to go
pick
to
up
on these
daughters
things.
and
See, that's why you hate anime, because you keep getting shit.
I don't even know what the fuck
How
you're talking about.
to pick up women. How something in a
how
dungeon.
not to
pick up
I
girls
can't.
in a dungeon. or
How
something.
something in a dungeon.
You need to
Alex,
stop talking anime with Burnham.
You
You're
have
right.
two people on each side of you that could probably point you in the right direction.
I don't want this
I
side.
do
Which is
not
Jerome
want to
and Adam,
see
by the way,
light.
for
Got
those
some
who
weird
can't see
taste,
that.
Burnham.
Right on.
Yes,
He likes,
So do you see why I hate this
He likes
stuff?
jiggling boobs. That's what he opens with when it comes to anime.
We're gonna start just calling him Jiggle Mechanic.
Oh, jiggle
Can we
mechanics
get
is
that
the
on a t-shirt?
terminology. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, yeah. we
Actually, Rudy, if you're listening, this is happening.
He's not.
Rudy ain't
Rudy's
listening.
70. He's not listening to the
I didn't know how
podcast.
to work the phone call enough to tell.
Everyone listening right now is like, who the fuck is Rudy?
Rudy's our old
Rudy
friend.
would stay on for hating on Jack Kirby, though, right?
Rudy absolutely.
Yeah,
So that's-
and he is a wonderful artist.
He's the only person who hadn't switched
He
it off
really
at this
liked
point.
your stuff, Jerome.
Man, I actually met Rudy, didn't I?
Yeah, Bruce.
Long hair?
Yeah, he did that Mario.
Rudy's
Yeah, he's
awesome.
He's fucking amazing.
Rudy.
He is amazing, but I also hate him.
He's also a
got hair.
cantankerous old prick.
That's true.
Love you, Rudy.
I have to watch the Justice League because
I
of
don't even
something
mean
I talked to him about, unfortunately.
You do not have to watch Justice League.
I made a deal with him. That's a whole other episode. We can
Losing.
have a whole episode on
Justin selling
that.
his soul.
All right,
Yeah, I
I
sold my
think
soul to
honestly that Jerome should do. If you haven't, you should. You know what that is, Jerome?
Do what?
It's where you tell our listeners something that they should check out. and we can't interrupt you and make fun of it.
Or shit on it at all.
Or shit on it at all, because that means I'm
So
gonna,
Alex, get it out there now. So
I am playing a villain, but I really don't like anime. Really.
I'm just saying shit on whatever you think he's going to say.
I don't.
Just go ahead.
I love everything he's going to say because
Okay.
it comes out so smooth.
All right, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I'm going to try to get on your level.
Well, so if you haven't, Jerome, you should. What do you got, man?
You should really check out Redline. Redline is fucking amazing. If you're a fan of animation, definitely check out Redline. But if you're gonna get into anime, I think you should start with the basics. Not too basic, but get older. Like Yoshiaki Kazuiri, Wicked City, Demon City, Shinjuku. Stuff like that. Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, yeah.
The very
Old
first
school.
one. Bloodlust is fucking amazing. And the stuff that me and Adam have been talking about here tonight, like One Punch Man, My Hero Academia. Those are all really good anime. If you're a fan of violent fight sequences, watch Fist of the North Star, the animated movie.
Fucking A.
Very Tetsuo Hara, very good animation, very good.
What is to you guys Akira? Is that what
Akira is life.
It's your life, or that's what it means?
It's just life.
That's what it is.
One of the absolute best anime to ever come out.
One of my favorite things about it is
Also one of the deepest. I'm sorry.
one of the best things about that is when I realized that that's pretty much just a standard Japanese name. So it'd be like if we made a big, huge movie and called it like Steve.
Right.
Wow, that's awesome. So we need to come out with a movie called Steve.
It would end up having like
With you
Ryan
like
Reynolds
falling
in it.
off of a motorcycle on the cover.
I would watch that movie with me getting hurt in it.
All right, so Justin, you got any artists for us? You got anything for us?
I think my favorite artist, and but you guys are gonna just shit all over this probably.
Okay.
But my favorite artist is John Romita Jr. and I don't even know why. I think it might just be that might have been one of the first comics that I got into that was Jared. I mean, come on, Eric. Eric's shaking his head by the way, and he just said Jack Kirby sucks. So
Jared is the same face.
And he likes Sam Keith or whoever the hell that guy
No,
is.
Sam Keith sucks.
That's
too.
AJ.
Okay, that's AJ. Sorry, but I'm just saying I've always liked John Romita Jr. I know his quality has dropped off over the years.
It's all over the place.
But I still love him. I think that just might be because some of the first Spider-Man comics I read when I was younger, and some of the first Punisher books I read was JR.
Well, I think
I've always loved him.
I think it's fair to say that nostalgia plays a role.
Yeah.
I mean, in what you like anyway.
I mean, like Ron Lim is why Ron Lim is how I know Adam's the same way, but like Ron Lim is how I see Silver Surfer and Thanos in my head. Even when I read current stuff, I just kind of see them as how they are
I
then.
totally agree with that. And Amazing Spider-Man 238, the first appearance of Hobgoblin, iconic cover, is done by John Romita Jr. But if you look at his Superman that just came out, it is fucking atrocious.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's really doesn't even look like the same
For a
artist.
while, he was mimicking his dad, and then he just kind of said, "I'm going to do my own thing." And I mean, that was in like the late '80s,
About
early
the year
'90s when
one
he
series.
stopped.
The year one stuff with Frank Miller, right? That's
Was
what
it
you're
Frank
talking about.
Miller?
He did Snyder's too.
I think it's Snyder's Superman.
That was like 10 years ago though.
Because he's doing.
It was a while ago.
But he really is doing the new.
He's doing some
the Black Label.
Oh, he is
Prestige
doing
format.
that one
Yeah.
thing.
I'll buy it just because JR's going to.
Comes out on June 2nd. I looked that up today.
No shit.
Hey, add that to my subscription, guys.
Okay. I'm gonna do
Like
that
right now while we're
Right
doing it.
now.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on this fucking thing right now, Justin. Thank you, Dick.
Well, I think we're at the end.
Wait, hold on.
Let's hear AJ's though.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, AJ.
Oh, I've got a giant list that would take me forever, but top.
Just give us the rundown.
You weren't even supposed to be here, so just one.
That is true. Well, if I got to throw out just one period, I've got to go with Fiona Staples there. But
That's awesome.
Yeah.
the Saga, which we were just discussing, that's the #1 book we throw at everybody, which I'm pretty sure it's like the 5th time I've mentioned that on here.
Beautiful
But,
artwork.
Totally right.
God.
To me, one of my favorite things about artists, though, is when they get expressive enough to where you can almost see motion in it, which I've really gotten into. I had some written down just for that, like Cliff Chiang and Erica Henderson, both amazing with stuff like that.
Man, Chiang is badass.
Yeah, I like something that makes it different than just like someone sitting. Like I want to know that someone's talking without having them to have a speech bubble above their head, basically.
Right, yeah. Some sequential art tells a story without the words.
One of the greats at that is Mark Bagley.
Absolutely.
He can tell a story.
Bagley.
I love Bagley.
You can look at his panels, only in comics, of course, but his panels with no words, and you know what's happening. That is the sign.
Bagley's amazing. Is one of my
Mark
favorite.
Bagley, we love you. And please come to
I've
our
got
store.
one guy that I just have to throw out there, and it's Carmine Infantino.
Fucking A, bro.
His covers, his Batman shit in the '60s. I mean,
plus he came up with the very real modern idea of always having number ones.
yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about his running the business side
his
of
art.
things. Man, his art is just it's iconic.
He's a little undersung as far as the greats go.
Yeah, Infantino. Really
I know we're
is.
back on comics, but that's mostly what we do.
I'd like to throw Trad Moore in the hat too.
Fuck yeah, throw it in.
He's gorgeous. He's getting ready. I heard today he's getting ready to do another
Silver Surfer, man.
Surfer.
Yeah, it looks awesome too.
John
That's that new book that's coming out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Silver Surfer Black. Looks
Trad
amazing.
Moore and Donnie Cates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
I blocked
great.
a guy on Twitter because he replied to Donnie Cates and said that it looked terrible, and I was like, "Well, Donnie Cates isn't doing the art for one." And then I just blocked the guy. I was like, "What an idiot!"
Not doing.
That's amazing.
That art looks
Petty as
incredible.
hell.
Looks incredible.
I'll block someone. Who did you block recently that you got in trouble with?
I didn't block any. People block me. I don't block them.
I love
That
it.
might be like the third guy I've blocked on Twitter.
Also, what we want to hear from you guys is, I mean, who's your favorite?
Is how bad is Rob Liefeld? That's all we really
I actually wanted
He is
to
the
mention
worst.
Rob as the worst. Yeah,
I think he's the worst of all time. You can actually Google search a collection of his most terrible images,
And
you will not find a foot in the fucking
What is
thing.
awesome is that when you Google his collection of worst images, they actually had to go back and make a collection too because they. I mean, it'll
too
break
many.
the internet to try to put one page with all of the fuck ups on.
We're
it.
going to crowdsource that and
he's
get a
the worst.
hardback out.
Well, I still maintain the guy who did the She-Hulk issues during Secret Invasion, which I'm going to Google as soon as we're done, is the worst artist of all time. So if you look that up, She-Hulk during Secret Invasion, worst artist. AJ stands by it.
Put Howard Chaykin in that list of bad artists too.
I agree, too.
Actually, Frank Miller goes in there.
Oh, I love him.
Frank
I
Miller,
don't know why, but
dude, there is a Superman image from about 3 years ago that is the worst thing I've ever
Agreed.
seen.
From Dark Knight 3?
Yeah.
Agreed, but
Yes.
I love Frank Miller.
I do
dude.
too. And there are some of his
Man.
images. He is the most inconsistent artist I've ever seen.
Which Martin Brothers said refrigerator Batman, because that's what I call him from now on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It looks so good, and I don't know
That's
why.
on me.
I love it.
Fucking
Fat
refrigerator Batman, man.
Oh
Also,
man, he's so big.
insane.
I always thought it was a bad thing.
Huh?
I always thought Refrigerator Batman was a bad thing.
Not
Yeah.
to me, it's not, and
I don't
apparently
know.
not to Jerome
I
either.
don't
But
love it. I don't love it. Fuck that. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and what's all this shit? Twitter and is there one more?
LinkedIn and MySpace.
MySpace, yeah, man.
TikTok.
Get a pen and paper, and here's my social security number. But seriously, guys, thanks for following us. We had a great free comic book day. Sex on the Mic Rome will return. He did great on
Yeah, we're
this
gonna
podcast.
say
I'd love to
thank you
come
very
back.
much, man. Thanks for
Yeah, man.
thanks for being on.
Everybody's kicking ass, and tune in for the next episode. Listen, do us a favor: like, comment, share, review, and tell your friends about us.
And seriously, guys, we want to know who the fuck you hate and who you love, artist-wise.
And
Seriously,
basically,
we
what
wanna
he
know
just said is Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld.
Liefeld is terrible.
But listen, remember what Batman says when he's holding you off a roof. Tell your friends about us. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. See you guys. Thank you. I think everyone's getting used to the headphones.
Damn, that sounds pretty good.
Oh man, I fucked it
What
up.
the fuck was that?